Hello everybody, this is April 11th of 2015. This is Sheri Ann Richerson from experimentalhomesteader.com, and we're in my garden looking at the different plants that are in bloom or getting ready to bloom. I do want to say before we begin, I did receive some of these items you're going to see for free or at a reduced price in exchange for my honest review. All opinions are my own. This is my witch hazel, and it is still in bloom. This is Autumn Embers. Beautiful plant. This forsythia is in the front garden, and it's in bloom. Again, it's another early bloomer. I have quite a few daffodils in bloom, as you can see. I love the way they naturalize and make these huge clumps of beautiful, brightly colored blooms. This is another smaller patch of daffodils. This is a rose magnolia, and the buds are starting to come out of their shell, as you can see. But it's not quite open yet. But when it does open, the blooms are white and they look like roses. What you're looking at here are the very first hyacinths to open up this year. I absolutely love how fragrant they are. Wonderful bulb. This is another one of my favorite early spring plants. This is lungwort. And this is one plant. They do have the pink and the blue flowers both on them. Absolutely gorgeous. This is in my front garden by the stop sign. These are white and yellow daffodils. As you can see, I have some that aren't quite open yet. Here's the white ones. You can see how they just spread and naturalize in the garden. This is one of the many viburnums I have in the garden. And the buds on these are just swelling every day, and all of the plants are just loaded this year. This is my star magnolia, and this is one of the first years I've been able to see it in bloom without it actually having any frost damage. So I'm really excited about that. Very fragrant. Beautiful, beautiful little shrub. The snowdrops in my garden are past their prime, but what I'm holding in my hand is the seed pod. And when this is ready, it will turn brown. And I just leave these on my bulbs, only on my snowflakes, because I want these to spread in my garden. Here is another hyacinth. This one's blue, that's in bloom. And right past them are lots and lots of daffodils. As you can see, as these naturalize, they will take over this hill, which is exactly what I'm hoping for. This forsythia isn't quite blooming yet, but it's just starting to. You can see some of the flowers are just beginning to open. So it is positioned between two lilacs. There's one on the other side, and as you can see, they're going to have a lot of lilac flowers this year. This is one of my Brussels sprouts that did survive the winter here in my cold frame. They will usually do pretty good outside too, but I brought these into the cold frame. And if you're wondering what that white powder is that's all over them, that is diatomaceous earth. When I brought these in, they were being bothered by some pests, and I decided that I was going to put some diatomaceous earth on them, which will take care of that problem. And as you can see inside of there, I have little Brussels sprouts forming. This is another forsythia that I have in my garden right outside of the chicken and the turkey run. And it's not in bloom yet either, but as you can see, it's just loaded with buds. We're back up in the front shade garden, and this is yet another forsythia starting to open up. We have the hellebores here continuing to open. I have another hellebore over here. I have quite a few native plants in my garden, and the trilliums are budding now. There's one of them. Here's another one. I have, stepping back here, I have another hellebore in bloom. I have to be very careful where I step in here, because there's quite a few plants that are starting to come up. Here's another hellebore. And I have, this one is actually a black one. There it is. I think you might be able to see it a little better than you could the other day, I hope. It's very, very dark. There's a larger hellebore back here. Again, I really like the darker colored ones. Let's see, let's make sure I'm not missing anybody. This is my bleeding heart that is starting to come up. Gorgeous plant. If you haven't seen it or you're not growing one, you should think about it. Here's another hellebore. So what it looks like. Let me walk around here and see if I can find one that's open just a little bit more. Okay, here's another hellebore. Okay. Again, very gorgeous plant. And this one has lots of blooms. They don't all have that. Okay. This is bloodwort. It's yet another native plant. It's closed up for the day because it's evening here in my garden and I didn't get out here this morning. Okay, another hellebore. Just gorgeous. We're back over here with the triple. I absolutely love this one. I'm going to walk over here, and this is Virginia bluebells. It's also a native plant. I have some vinca in my garden that's starting to bloom. I know a lot of people don't like this plant, but I think it's an absolutely wonderful ground cover. Okay, we have another hellebore back here. Another rather large one, as you can see. This was my very first hellebore, and isn't that beautiful? It's not a large plant, as you can see, but that bloom is one of the largest of all the hellebores I have. These are yuccas. Some of you recognize them. I love that they're evergreen, even here in Indiana. And again, this has been Sheri Ann Richerson with experimentalhomesteader.com. And I just want to say thank you for watching today. I hope you will subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave me comments or questions. And I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend.